what's going on, everybody? We are back with another episode, and tonight we have a special guest.
Hello.
It's Stankysquad. What's going on, man?
I'm going great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, buddy.
Good.
Thanks to your advice earlier, I set the map up so I don't have these vertical screens. And it's not.
Oh, so you did figure that out. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, man. So we are playing through Diamond. Have you played through? You played Pearl, didn't you?
I had Pearl and I had Platinum, and my brother had Diamond.
Nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your history with Pokemon? How did you first get into it?
So I've been a Gen 1 person since the beginning. So I got into it at a very young age. I actually started with the show. I remember this very, very vividly. I don't remember exactly how it started for sure, other than the fact that I used to get up at 6 a.m. every morning and watch it.
Wow.
Because I didn't have satellite or cable for the longest time. And it would come on one of the channels on the old school TVs.
Oh, wow.
And I would watch it. And I was like, man, this is so cool as a kid. And, I got into the Burger King toys.
Yeah.
And then the games, too. So just a little bit of everything kind of got me into it. So.
That's so cool. What now? Did you have the trading cards first, or did you have...
I think about this a little bit of, like, at the same time, both, probably.
Yeah.
Like, it was a combination of both.
Nice. And what was the first game you got?
I believe it was blue, was the first one I had.
Nice.
If I was a bluey. It was either blue or yellow. I'm pretty sure it was blue, but I also had yellow as well.
Yeah.
So.
Cool, man. What games have you played and completed?
If I can remember all of the ones I've gotten, I've always pushed through and completed them, whether I like them or not.
Holy crap.
But there was a couple that I didn't enjoy. Obviously, and I haven't played them all. Believe it or not, I haven't played Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I've never played either one of those.
Yeah.
But I did play the others.
Yeah.
At least one game of the other generations.
Nice. I actually, believe it or not, I played Emerald. That was like my big one, was Gen 3 back in the day. And then I got out of it for a while. Oh, I don't have any Pokeballs. I can't even catch this thing. Damn
wow. I thought you were a master.
No, I freaking used all my Pokeballs on the first route, couching Dunsparce and Diglett. I didn't know what.
Now, did you make this to where forced evolutions so that you would be able to?
No, I don't think I did, actually.
Okay.
So... Because I've come across a Ghastly, and I caught one, but there's like no point in me going for it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sometimes, if you don't force evolutions, it won't. It's not worth it.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Is Emerald your favorite?
Yeah, yes. Gen 3 is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, Gen 3 is really good. I like Gen 4, but I think Gen 4, for me, is where I started to see the turn down a path that I would arguably say that most people start to getting... Your old geners like me get turned off.
Now, what specifically turned you off about the new generation of Pokemon games?
The game itself, being that I believe, in my personal opinion, that it's easier. It's hand-holding,
sure. Oh, yeah.
I think. Especially from what I've heard, Sun and Moon's pretty hand-holding. I think I want to say the Black and White games were pretty hand-holding. Like they started giving you your Pokemon is the one that is stronger to your rival versus the weaker one.
The weaker one.
Yeah. That's kind of strange. I don't know why I guess maybe they were trying to geared more toward kids, but my thing was I was a kid when I played them and I did just fine, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And the Pokemon in general, though, I just, and I know they can't really help it but so much, but running out of ideas, like some of the stuff, like, man, like a thing of dangling keys is a Pokemon now, like, come on.
And it's fairy type.
It is fairy type. And like and I feel like the fairy type was a good implementation.
Yeah.
Although I think there were other things that they could have used besides just fairy, but they turned some of the older ones into fairy, which some of them should have been, I think, from the beginning, but they didn't have at the time. But some of the ones they turned fairy are kind of questionable, like Snubble and Gramble being fairy. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, that's very odd.
But
yeah,
but yeah.
So you watched the TV shows. Now, did you watch the movies too?
I love TV shows and movies up till like Gen 4, Gen 3, Gen 4. I watched pretty religiously.
Okay.
After that, I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched the show in probably a while. Actually, my daughter started watching.
Aww.
I tried to see if she would like it a little bit. She does a little bit. She likes Pikachu, and everybody likes Pikachu at least a little bit.
Yeah.
She's but it's so interesting. As a kid, I learned so much about Pokemon. Then learning I hate this Pokemon right here. Sorry. I hate Cricketune. I think he's so ugly looking. But
it's disgusting.
He is disgusting. The mustache. Oh, that's another thing too. Bug Pokemon, I feel like always got the shaft.
Yeah, there's very few. There's very few
strong.
Yeah.
And they've always been super weak. In general.
Yep.
Like most of the lowest base stats are.
I saw I watch a lot of Pokemon on YouTube right now because I've been playing this. And an interesting, so obviously fairy type is super, it's S tier right now competitively and because it counters so many dragons. And Bug, he put it in F tier, ranking it. And he said an interesting balancing change would be to make Bug resistant to or immune to fairy, and then make Bug super effective against fairy, and that would cause some upset.
That would definitely bring more bug types into the meta.
Yeah.
But which I definitely don't keep up with. Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't have any Pokeballs, man. I've already lost one of this guy.
So favorite, that kind of brings me to my next question for you would be, who's your favorite starter, I guess?
Mudkip, for sure.
Mudkip.
Yeah, okay. What about you?
Cyndaquil for sure. I'm a Typhlosion fanatic. I think you know that.
He's so good.
Yeah. Which Mudkip, Swampert's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm biased, but towards, Typhlosion.
Yeah.
But Free Alligator is good in the Gen 2s.
Yeah.
Chikorita is abysmal. I don't know.
I know. It's so bad.
I know very little Chikorita fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's Chikorita was cool in the anime. It had a big personality, but no one looks at that little pair and it's that's my man.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you were a gym leader, what type would you be, and what would your team be?
That's a good question. I never really thought about that actually. I'd have to say, do I have access to all Pokemon? Currently all Pokemon?
Yeah, but no legendaries.
Okay. Yeah. I think I would do the ghost type.
Oh, cool. I was not expecting that.
Just because I like the trickery, that the ghost types can pull off. I don't know, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's cool. Would you have any gimmicks? Some of the gyms have gimmicks traps or
that's what I'm saying. I would do some haunting stuff, some crazy smoke and mirrors. You look in the mirror and you have to maybe that would get me. I think that would be pretty cool. Something, and they may have had this in one of the games that I haven't played. I don't know, but something in the Legend of Zelda where the ghost, the four pose appear in front of you. The purple one, can't remember her name.
Oh.
Feel bad for not remembering her name, but one of them spins, but the other ones don't. So you have to pick the right one to shoot with the bow. Something kind of like that. I think would be pretty cool. The mirrors, you got to watch the mirrors, and then one of them does something different, and then it's actually a ghost type Pokemon because they can mimic other.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That's really cool. What would your team be?
I'm
gonna guess Gengar. Yep.
Definitely Gengar. He's such a good Pokemon.
Yeah.
I hate that you have to trade to get him.
I know.
But luckily in Sword and Shield you can find him in the wild at certain times of day, I think, and I have one on my team, so.
Holy shit.
Charmander. Same thing basically. No, I'm just kidding. Did you get Pokeballs?
No, I could buy one Pokeball. I have enough and I need to go. All right, if I buy a Pokeball, do I catch Charmander or do I catch Bagon or Sceptile?
Bagon, if you're in it for the long haul, because it takes forever for him Shelgon to get into Salamang. Like level, unless you changed it. Level like was it 56 or 64 maybe? I can't remember.
Oh my god.
The quickest, best option, like bang for your buck, would be Sceptile.
Yeah, because he's already his final form.
Yeah, and he's pretty good. He's my favorite starter in this iteration.
Yeah.
But Swampbird's good too, though. They're both, which they're. I know they're not this. What this is? They're not in this one. They're the third generation.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And that particular generation is what I meant.
Yeah.
But back to my team, Gengar for sure. The funny thing about Ghost type was I didn't realize this as a kid, but in the original games there was only 3 Ghost types, and it was the Ghastly line.
Oh wow! And now I have a question attached to that. Holy shit! Yeah. What the hell is happening? What is this route?
You need to get some balls.
Oh my god!
Grow some balls.
Now the same thing was with the Dratini line, right? Was that actually Dragon type in the first game?
Yes, there was only Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. I think that was all. Yeah, that was all in the first generation. But even in the second generation, they still only had 4 Ghost types. They only added 1 Pokemon in the entire deck that was a Ghost type.
Wow,
and that was Mischievous.
Wow, and they didn't even give it its evolution. They just added 1, and it wasn't even evolving. That's ridiculous.
I know. So, like I said, didn't realize stuff like that as a kid because. Yeah, it's funny that I was going to say, as a kid, when I played Pokemon, I was kind of caught up in it all. Mm-hmm. Man, this is amazing, it's so cool. And as an adult, I can still do it, but now I'm more on like the competitive / I guess not competitive, the statistical side of things. Like, hey, I know that this Pokemon has this stats, and it does this, and can, and but that also comes from watching a lot of I like watching the speed runs and challenge runs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're all about the statistical side of.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for instance, Mewtwo is typically, believe it or not, Mewtwo is typically frowned upon.
Really?
And the only reason why is because its cry is so long; it wastes so much time.
What?
Now, obviously, if you have a Mewtwo versus like a Charmander, and the other Pokemon that you can pick is like a Weedle, obviously you would still pick the Mewtwo just because it's way stronger. But like if you have a choice between like Mewtwo, Gengar, and even like a Typhlosion or something like that, that's you would pick one of the other two because it's cry just for speed purposes.
Wow.
But if you're not worried about speed, then obviously you would always go for Mewtwo.
Wow, interesting. I never would have guessed that.
But
that's just for speedrunning purposes, though?
Yeah. Like, for instance, I don't know about the newer games. I'm not sure what his cry is, but, like, in the old games, like in Crystal, and in the originals, his cry is pretty long. It's one of the longest, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And over time, every time you send that Pokemon out, that's another second you waste extra. So I watch these races between people, and,
Dang.
So...
All right, we still got 5 other Pokemon.
Oh shoot! Yeah. So I actually like one of the. Believe it or not, this is in one of the newer generations. I actually like the is it Aegislash?
Yes.
Like the sword. Yeah, I actually like that. That's
Wait a second.
Cool
is this
design.
A shiny?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Aegislash is awesome, and it's got an amazing typing.
Yeah, and I would definitely go with him. Miss Magus is not bad. I would have a Miss Magus.
Yeah. What is that? Ghost Psychic type?
I think she's Ghost Psychic. And then Bennett. I love Bennett. I like the puppet design. I think that's so cool. I can't believe they haven't done more like puppet-esque.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think of Ghost, I think of like horror. So Gengar's like your shadow.
Yep.
Bennett's like a puppet. Things like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You said I can't use legendary. I definitely would have a Giratina if I could use legendary.
For sure. You'd be a ridiculous gym leader with like the god of death.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who would I round my team off with? I'd like to kind of scatter like different, I don't like Dusclops. I just think he looks funky.
Yeah, I don't like that line.
Yeah.
What about Chandelure?
Chandelure would be good because he's a Ghost and Fire, so it'd be a little different than what it would definitely round the team off pretty good.
Yeah, and his special attack is like through the roof.
Yeah, that and Sableye would be a good other good.
Yeah, Sableye.
Maybe Sableye and then round it off with like what's that guy's name? I kind of like Frost last design, but
yeah,
I don't know if she's very strong. That or Dragapult from the new games. Dragapult's got the same type as Giratina.
Yep.
But he's not legendary, so I guess I would do Dragapult.
Okay, cool. That's a good team.
Yeah. What would be your typing?
Oh, 100% it'd be Dragon type.
Dragon type, yeah.
Dude, you made such an impression on me. My first encounter with Pokemon was watching you play. I don't think I saw you play through the Gen 1, but definitely I saw you play through Crystal. And and Generation 3 for sure. And I was like, man, Flygon and Salamence and Altaria, you had like the holy trinity on
Flygon, I love Altaria. I don't know if a lot of people feel about Altaria. I love Altaria. I think it's such a cool little design. And Flygon's good too. I like Flygon.
I would have, so I would be a Dragon type gym leader, and I would have, so obviously I'm not going to be very well rounded, right? Like someone's going to come through with a Fairy Ice type and wipe my whole team. But I would have Salamence, Flygon, Garchomp. Who else is really cool? Dragon type. Maybe Dragonite. That's 4.
OG?
I don't know many that have 6. So maybe one more Dragon type.
You could even go for something like a Gyarados, maybe. I mean, not Dragon type, but
yeah, that's true too. Maybe that or a Charizard, or. But if I'm keeping it in theme, I might go with Hydreigon, the Dark Dragon.
Yep. It's a good
Alright.
team. That's a good team. Yeah. I like that.
Thanks, man. All right. This is a tricky question. So, you can pick a team of any 6 Pokemon. And you can have one legendary.
Okay.
But then all of the other 900 plus non-legendaries are out to kill you. They have to get through your Pokemon first, and you have to live a year, and you win $1 million. Which 6 do you choose to protect you for a year?
I can have one legendary.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, it would make sense, like if Wailord isn't going to crawl onto land and to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get him? Got him.
He's a beefy. Oh, nice. It's a good catch.
Thanks, man.
He's a beefy boy.
He is.
All right, I definitely would have Rayquaza as my legendary.
Yes,
dude, that's my boy right there.
He's so cool.
He's big AF too, so he could definitely do some protecting.
Oh yeah.
Just to protect me for a year so I can win $1 million. So I'm not necessarily had to pick my favorite Pokemon.
Nope. Just
I'm gonna
best.
Say, definitely Rayquaza. I would pick Typhlosion because he's my favorite. I'll pick him. So I'll have them 2 as my favorite, and then the other ones, I would honestly pick some beefcakes. Maybe even that Golem Pokemon from Sword and Shield. I can't remember his name.
Is it Golurk? Is that what it's called?
Golurk, maybe, or his final form. Yeah, he's a beefcake. Dermilodon, or whatever his name is, the skyscraper one.
Oh yeah.
Them 2, I'd have them 2 out front.
Yeah.
Maybe even like what you got now, Brazong, maybe even because he's pretty thick. So I got 3 beefcakes, a Typhlosion for damage, a Rayquaza just for all around, and then maybe one more. You know what? This may surprise you. I'm actually gonna pick Ditto. He can transform into another one of my other ones. He can
2 Rayquazas?
Yeah, so they're gonna.
Holy shit! You just pick Rayquaza and 5 Dittos and just take over the world.
Yeah, No, that I would say that might be cheating the rules a little bit, but I would pick a Ditto just so he could transform into maybe the other ones to try to trick them, or maybe even seduce them into like maybe I don't know.
There you go.
The side. Bro, have you seen the TikToks with the Ditto?
No.
If you haven't, I have to send them to you. It's about like the daycare center.
Oh,
basically, it's
I can only imagine what those are like.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. I have to send them to you, but yeah, this reminded me of that. Like,
nice.
Jesus, yeah. But yeah, that's probably what I would do. Just something crazy.
That sounds
like
good.
that.
I think you could probably do it. All right. Yeah. What is the toughest Pokemon that you think you could beat in a fist fight? Just you versus the Pokemon. Yeah. What's the biggest, baddest Pokemon you could beat in a fist fight?
I mean, Wailord's pretty.
You think you can beat Wailord? You versus Wailord.
You think I can beat? Oh, you're not saying like the biggest, best one that I'd fight. The one that I could actually beat.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Probably something not very big. Probably like Wigglytuff or something.
That's the exact Pokemon I had written down as my answer.
I'm looking at her and I'm like, she could probably beat me up, but I might have a decent chance.
That's right. If you get the jump on it.
Yeah. Well, you also think too, the games are and the show are both kind of deceiving at these Pokemon, like how big and how much they weigh and stuff.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true.
Because like I think there was an episode where Ash is like carrying this. I can't remember the Pokemon's name. He's one of the newer ones. He's carrying it on his like head, and the Pokemon weighs like 300 pounds or something like that. Like he literally is a 10-year-old. Like he has no way he could do that. Like
that's incredible.
Yeah. And then of course Wailord's like 40 feet long. I mean that's insane. Like,
yes.
That's literally ridiculous. And then, like Geodude. Trying to carry a Geodude. Like, okay, I can beat a Geodude. No, you can't. He's like literally a rock.
Yeah.
He weighs like hundreds of pounds, I think. And like, he could just literally just hit you one time and just crack your whole skull open. Like,
yeah, absolutely, for sure.
I'm glad they gave, sorry, this is random. I'm glad they gave Gligar a evolve form now.
Yeah. But you have to like
Glysaur or something like that.
Yeah, you have to evolve. He's one of those weird evolutions. You have to evolve him at night while I don't even have a flying type move while he's holding some claw thing.
Yeah, they've gotten really weird. Like it's even worse now in like Sword and Shield.
Oh my!
There's some strange ways to evolve the Pokemon in some of these games, like the Farfetch'd. Like you have to like hit crit like 4 times in a row or something like that.
Yeah,
while holding the special item. Like that's crazy.
I know. All right, so you know a lot about Pokemon stuff, but I'm gonna test. I got 3 questions. I'm gonna test your Pokemon knowledge. They're not that hard, but they're ones that I didn't know the answers to.
I can't promise you I know the answer, but I'll try.
All right. Prior to Gen 7, what are the odds of landing a critical hit? Is it 1 out of 10, 1 out of 12, 1 out of 16, or 1 out of 20? Not your odds, because your odds are 0 out of 10.
I never have it. So a general, okay. All right. That is a toughie because I know you said prior to Gen 7.
Prior to Gen 7, yep.
Because funny enough, fun fact, Gen 1 is actually based off your speed stat.
Oh, really? So maybe it's Gen 2 through 6.
Maybe. But it still may be a slight chance on top of speed change. But I want to say it's 1 in 16 or 1 in 20. It's one of those. I'm going to say 1 in 20.
1 out of 20? It's random. It's 1 out of 16.
It is 1 out of 16. Okay, I knew it was on the... Yeah, I knew it was on the lower percent chance.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is another.
Gen 7 and up. Is it?
I think it increased. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
Or no, it might have decreased. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This next one's true or false.
Okay.
In generations 2 through 5, Steel type resisted Ghost and Dark type moves.
Gens 2 through 5. Steel type resisted Ghost and Dark type moves?
Yep.
I say that's false.
No, it's true actually.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Is it true?
For some reason,
that.
they were like, all right, Gen 2, we're adding steel and it resists everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, it resisted, and that was another thing too. Speaking of, it resisted poison, which also fudged bug type Pokemon because a lot of bug type are poison type.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so, it should resist poison.
Yeah.
I did not know that though. I did not know that. I'll be honest, 100% in the dark on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't know that. Yeah, I gotta get some. I can one of these right.
Okay, this next one is. I think you got this one. I have faith. Spinda. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you inflict confused status on a Pokemon that is asleep?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. There are two different types of statuses. There's like volatile and non-volatile, and that's
as long as it doesn't have a thing that pops up on the side of your name. That's how I go by it.
Yep.
It can be inflicted with confusion as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Well, that's the only three I had pulled up, but I'll have to think of some more for next time.
I'm gonna see if I can give you some questions.
Oh God, I'm gonna get them all wrong.
Nah, I'm gonna give you a fun. How about Pokemon fun facts?
Okay.
Speaking of Spinda.
Oh.
The where you to find the same type of Spinda shiny would be like basically impossible. It's pretty much impossible.
Yeah, it's like what 4 billion because of all the different.
It may be even more than that because like it's the way it's just they have different patterns or whatever, and to find a shiny is already near impossible for me anyway.
Yeah.
But that on top of the design, having the same design with a shiny also would be near impossible.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Speaking of the fourth generation, I did not know this actually till recently. There is not an actual legal. Well, I would say legal. There's not an actual real way to get Arceus without cheating the game. They actually had a secret event they were gonna do to let people get Arceus, but they actually never released it. So really? If someone has an Arceus, it's cheated in the game. Yep.
Wow. They couldn't have traded. Wasn't there an event back in the?
They didn't do they were going to do the event, but they didn't do it. It's actually. I think it's. I don't know. This may be where my fact is a little shaky. I don't know if the event is programmed into the game, and you can cheat the item into the game to get to the island, or you have to actually cheat him into the game somehow. But technically, there is no. Now they may change that with these remakes, but I don't. But as far as of right now, if there's an Arceus in the world that you see, then it's not a legitimate.
Wow, that's
Arceus.
So interesting. I know that if you see a shiny one, it's definitely been hacked in. But,
oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. What was I gonna say next? Oh, okay. All right. So speaking of quality of life improvements in games, would you rather have infinite use TMs or not have to use any HMs on any of your Pokemon throughout the game?
Well, Sword and Shield took away the HMs and put the TMs in there. And infinite TMs. I actually probably take away the HMs.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because at first they were okay, and the moves weren't that bad for the most part.
Yeah.
But some of them like defog and like rock climb, and it's like those are not like what I mean. Like that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, even Flash, that's been just one.
Yep.
But Flash could. I mean, you could make Flash. I mean, because Flash, you blind them, it lowers their accuracy.
Yeah.
But like rock climb, like how does that even pertain to damaging someone or hurting or doing anything? You know what I mean? Like defog, like you know what I mean? Like even Whirlpool, I would argue.
Yep.
It's questionable, or even Waterfall.
Yep.
Like you already have Surf.
Yeah,
like,
Surf is good on its own.
The Surf is still very good.
Yeah.
That's an automatic go-to move.
Yeah.
Just watching the speedrun and racing communities and stuff, like it's always the go-to move for any Pokemon you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in later gens, it hits all the enemies. So if you're in double or triple battles, you hit them all. So
yeah. It doesn't hit teammates though, does it?
It does now, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It didn't used to, but I think it does now. Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna tell you another thing that was kind of kind of, I guess, a fun, not really fun fact, but Gen 1, 100% moves could still miss.
Really?
It's a very, very low chance, but there's actually, I think it's 1 in 256, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Don't quote me on the number, but it is a very low chance. But there is a way to miss with 100% moves in Gen 1. Gen 1 was very wonky.
It really
with some of the stuff. Another thing about Gen 1, there's actually Shinies in Gen 1, believe it or not.
What?
Yep, they were
black and white.
Yep, because they would not show up shiny or different colors. However, if a Pokemon had a certain number, IVs, I think it was IVs, or they were something different in Gen 1, some EV to IV, something like that. If they had a particular one and you traded that one number to silver and gold, it would appear when you traded it as a shiny.
Wow.
So they were actually technically in Gen 1. You just didn't know it.
Wow.
So, yep. And like I said, Gen 1's got a lot of wonky stuff about it.
Yeah, I looked this up the other night. Speaking of Gen 1, because the first trainer I came across had a Ghastly. And I had almost all my Pokemon, except for Gligar, had normal type moves. And I was like, wait, what would happen if I used all the PP I had and then dropped down to Struggle? Because Struggle is considered a normal type move. But in Generation 1, it would just continue not doing damage. But in Generation 2, they fixed it to where Struggle still gets through. But I guess that's why they don't put ghost type gems that early in the game.
yeah.
Oh, it's your boy from earlier today in the stream.
Yeah. Something like that.
Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just trying to think of something else. Something else to say about Gen 1 that I was trying to remember.
Oh, my God.
But I couldn't remember I can't remember what it is, though, now. I just had a blank. But yeah. Like I said, it's definitely some wonky stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy that they hit the jackpot, and they're like one of the biggest game companies of all time.
Yeah. And that was the rumors. Back in the day, we didn't have the internet like we do now.
Yeah.
Like the Mew under the truck, and that was the biggest one for me. I think that was most people's biggest one.
Yep.
Because you'd hear about it, and then you would go home and try it like multiple times. What am I doing wrong?
Yep.
And, I love watching videos on like old game rumors.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda had a bunch of them.
Yep.
But Pokemon was the same as well.
Man, it was so cool. It was so cool. It was just a different age back in the day that you just had to figure all this stuff out on your own.
Yeah. It is crazy.
All right, man. Let me see if I had anything else I want to ask you. Well, cool. Favorite legendary?
Rayquaza, hands down.
Yeah, me too.
I do like Giratina, but I like Rayquaza a little bit more. But
do you have
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna ask, do you have a favorite gym leader or antagonist, like another character in a Pokemon game that's not your character?
That's a good question. I used to like Lance as a kid. That was one of my favorites. I like Koga. Ninja-esque. I'm trying to think though now. Red and blue, like the actual red and blue. I guess you fight red at the end of Gen 2. I think that's really cool. I guess I'll probably stick with Lance. Cynthia's good. I like Cynthia. She's very powerful.
Yeah, I'm actually really scared to. Well, she'll have a different team actually, but when the Brilliant Diamond comes out, I'm actually really.
Well, you know what? I'm wondering how that's going to work because she's normally really difficult, but now that Fairy's out, she's kind of a pushover. In my personal opinion, would be I would think
that's true
because if she has the same exact team, Fairy, you have a couple fairies. Or something like Gardevoir. Gardevoir is, I don't know how it is statistically, like competitively wise, but Gardevoir is a really good psychic and fairy.
Yeah.
So, dragon's a pushover. Anything that's weak to psychic is a pushover. Very high special attack,
Yep.
I think that something like that on your team would probably, if she has the same exact team, probably eviscerate it, I would think.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, because you can one-shot everything.
Yep.
I mean, she's not that slow.
I know. I was watching Pokemon challenges on YouTube, and he was talking about how she just single-handedly her Garchomp has ended so many Nuzlocke attempts because it's so strong. Dang. Yeah, I think my answer would probably be Steven from.
Steven's good, yeah.
I like him because he's I found this out the other day, but I don't remember it exactly. I think in Emerald, he's not the champion. It's switched. Wallace is the champion, and he's just...
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool how, the champion, at least in Ruby and Sapphire, is, helping you out throughout the story, and is, fighting. And at some points, he does a double battle with you, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And he's got Metagross, which is badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang.
Oh, I remember what it was. The Generation 1.
Yeah.
Monkey thing. You could fish in some of the statues in the game, near the Elite Four.
What?
You could fish in the gem statues, they have the little creature, little Pokemon creature on top.
Yeah.
You could throw your rod in them, and you could actually catch a fish. You catch Pokemon like that.
Wow. Was it?
Yeah.
Back then, which Pokemon could you fish for? Magikarp.
Well, whatever rod you had, depending on what rod you had. So, if you had the old rod, it would just be Magikarp. If you had the super rod or the good rod, it would be level 20 to level whatever, Pokemon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, that's
crazy. I had no idea that those just register as water
I
tiles.
guess the tiles, yeah, I guess that's what they did. They limited on, different things. I'm assuming that's why.
Dang. That's so funny. That's so cool. And I didn't know, Generation 3 Feebas. In the vanilla games, there's only 6 tiles that he can be found in the whole game. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a spot near a bridge, if I'm not mistaken.
I remembered that now.
Yeah,
it just clicked when you said that. I remember you going there, I think, to try to find him.
I love Melodic. Melodic's one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. So, and then on Generation 3, you had to win the beauty contest with Feebas to get it to evolve. Is that right?
Or you had to get it. I'm not 100% sure. That wouldn't surprise me though.
Jeez.
But I know now, it's still hard to get a Melodic because, and a Feebas, it has to be, I can't remember. It's something funky you have to take Feebas. Okay, yeah. Originally it was a beautiful condition. Had to be high enough. Holding, and then trade it, or you could trade it from Gen 5 onward. You could trade with the Prism Scale to get the Melodic. So it was a trade evolution after Gen 5, but before that it was the beauty level with Feebas had to be high enough. So I guess that required you winning contests or getting haircuts or whatever, massages or whatever you could do. Which that might just raise happiness though. I'm not 100% sure, but
can you imagine taking your rock fish to the? I don't even know if it's a rock, but it looks ugly AF. And can you cut my fish's hair?
Yeah. Can you cut my fish's hair? That's funny. Speaking of weird things in Pokemon, hey, this is for kids. That's a big argument. I always hear, well, it's for kids, it's not for adults, because talk about the difficulty. But then the counter argument is, have you seen the Pokedex entries for these Pokemon?
I know. Have you read?
Super dark.
I know. Mimikyu's the fake Pikachu one. Have you read his?
Yeah. Yes. There's one. It's I can't remember his name, but he has his ears pinned and his eyes open always. and like basically he looks like he's always in like a panic attack. Basically, what is his freaking name? He's newer. He's new. He's newish. Newer generations. But basically, he like holds his ears shut and his eyes stay open because if he were to blink or release or like open his ears or something funky like that, he would like he has so much psychic power built up in him. He would just like eviscerate the whole world or something like that. Like it would just obliterate the whole entire Earth or something.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and it's like that, and then like Gardevoir, hers is like if she senses her Pokemon trainer in danger, she'll create a black hole, a literal black hole, and it just that would literally kill everything, you know, like it would suck the Earth into itself. And like,
oh my gosh,
you know, I guess mine never liked me because my Gardevoir's never created black hole. I'm just saying.
I know, right?
But yeah, and then like you know, Hypno, he would like hypnotize people and like
and like drag kids off.
Yeah, and Drifloon does the same. The balloon, like he dangles his little limbs down, and so the kids will latch onto him, and he literally takes them off to the afterlife. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's like this is not the kids. Like,
that's so funny. I know it really is dark.
Like, they're all like that. Like, there's like I said earlier, when I was playing earlier, the Spoink. I think if he stops bouncing, his heart will just explode or something like that. I swear, dude. Oh.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so fun. Do you think you'll get the Diamond and Pearl remix?
I think so. I'm one of those people that I wish they would just stop. I don't know. I wish they would just sit down and I probably would, honestly. I mean, if they would just make the game complete and not cut shit out, you know, like
like what?
Like Sword and Shield cut so much stuff out. And I ended up getting it from third-party dealer. Because I literally just did not want to support them. Like I feel like they think they can get away, and it's not just Game Freak; it's all these game companies are doing this.
Yeah.
And you know, not trying to bash anything, but it's kind of ridiculous. But I probably will end up getting them. I don't know which one I'll get. I'll probably get Pearl because that's what I got originally.
Yeah.
But
cool. Yeah. I think these games are like they're like fun. You can make them fun to play through on your own, but when you play through with other friends and you can get trade to get the Pokedex completed, oh man, it's a totally different game. Did this guy have a freaking berry? What the hell?
Yeah, this is what I was going to read you. This actual.
Did you find the Poke? Oh, Spoink.
Spoink, yeah. Spoink bounces around on its tail. The shock of bouncing makes its heart pump. As a result, this Pokemon cannot afford to stop bouncing. If it stops, its heart will stop. And then, like other Pokedex entries, it apparently dies if it stops bouncing about. It carries a pearl from Clam Pearl on its head.
What the heck? Where'd it get a Clam Pearl?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. And then, like, just like every entry is like, yeah, if it does not stop if it starts bouncing, the car will basically explode.
That's so
stupid.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Dang. Oh man. All right. Well, Tyler, thanks for playing with me, man. Thanks for hanging out and for chatting and for letting me interview you and hear your experience with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah,
this has been a lot of fun, man.
I really appreciate it at any time, man. You know, definitely like to be back. I definitely enjoyed it.
For sure. I'm looking forward to playing the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl with you too.
Oh, which one are you gonna get? You go?
Diamond.
Okay, so I'll get Pearl. So if we need each other's Pokemon, we can.
Yeah, I think Brandon's gonna get Pearl too. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll work. Good.
Yeah, I just like Dialga. He's just the Steel Dragon, and the design of him is so cool.
Steel Dragon's good. I originally liked Palkia because Water Dragon.
When he came out, he had no weaknesses, right?
Yeah, the only weakness he had was Dragon.
Oh, Dragon
was the only weakness. Now that Fairy's out, he's weak to Fairy as well, obviously. But having only one weakness, especially as a legendary, was pretty good.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, but Dialga's good too because Steel with Dragon resists. He's not super effective against Dragon, so Also, Steel is good against Fairy.
That's right. Yeah, so he's got.
So Dialga might be the way to go, honestly. But anyway.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks so much. It was a lot of fun. You were like the first person that I watched play through Pokemon, so this was a cool interview for me.
Means a lot.
Yeah.
Means a lot, brother.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Peace.